What's going on, y'all? It's Greg with Greg Said It. Back with another one here. How about those Colorado Buffaloes? Spring is coming up. Things are moving along. Players shipped in, players shipping out. It's just a sign to show what's to come. More change and ultimately more questions. You know, when I really think about it, it's a lot of things that we can say positive. And if you want to be a skeptic or, a realist, you can easily point out some things that could be said negative, right? And I don't think last year really do Colorado service because in a lot of ways, the years is identical. Not only is it the same staff and a lot of the same players that returned this year that were there last year, but it's kind of the same flow of things, Gonna have a brand new OC again this year and a brand new DC. A lot of new players, key players, maybe more so players who played last year, where they come from, but, players who got a lot of asterisks by, they got potential, but you don't quite know, younger players. And, even a lot of these players who, quote unquote, not as many, but some quote unquote guys who did it at a level that wasn't quite the level they're at now. Maybe the Power 5 level, or maybe not the tier Power 5 people would like. That makes sense. Because you do have some Power 5 teams there's just nobody respect. So you have that. And I think it's realistic that, you really don't, when a developing program, you don't get a lot of guys who were that guy last year. You might get a few of them, they grad year. I want to go play with Coach Prime. But for the most part, it's developmental pieces. And that's what coaching really come in, because you got to really be able to develop the players you got, especially those raw players. You got a lot of raw players who need to be coached up. They may have the size and the raw talent, but they need to brush up on their skill set. And, that's what we got a lot of. Probably even more so this year than last. And a lot of people begin to compare this year to last year because of that. Starting to notice, I listen to multiple people, just like you all. That's how I started out. I said I'm gonna do my own thing, but I noticed a tone in some of the, other fellow bloggers, the content creators, that kind of have this mindset of not only wait and see, but starting to see the similarities. And it kind of sounds like doubt in a lot of ways. Some of them really more straightforward. A lot of guys may have their feelings hurt last year, especially when Colorado started out. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. And you have to eat it on your platform when they kind of tank. Start off like 3-0, and then it just tank. And maybe it sobered a lot of people up from the standpoint of saying, hey, I'm not going to get too hyped. I'm going to be realistic. Maybe I wasn't as realistic, and I get it. But you also have a lot of skepticism because of the fact that, okay, last year this guy, let's say he was the top guy on the line in his conference at the level he was at, G5. He only gave up one set. And then you say, guys come here this year with the same rhetoric, right? And then they say, sounds familiar. So it don't help. It don't help when you had guys who were the top guys who were so great on the line. The new line got a lot of skepticism to get over. People are not going to really respect them until they see it done. And like I said, as you see him well off, he's not showing. He's protecting them. He's protecting them a lot of different reasons. He's allowing them to develop. He's protecting the mindset of the fans. And he also not giving away secrets to the competitors, because everybody know to look at it. They were looking at it last year, they really know to look at it now. So he's turning away, showing the responses. He's turning away to show the end result of the play. He's not showing the whole snap. And I figured that, because he kind of started going that direction towards the end of last season. As they realized, with experience, how powerful that medium really is. And you can get some inside information on the tendencies of the guys outside of the game film. You all the way up to the week of the game get to see the challenges that the DBs are having. You getting to see the challenges that the O-line is having. You kind of getting to see some formations that they're not careful. You getting to see the personnel, who hurt, who coming back. All of these things you kind of give away. So I knew the change was coming, and we see it. And I don't think we ever going back, and it probably shouldn't go back. Even though one of the best things we had was the inside access to our own practices. And it just don't work that way because you got too many smart and hungry people willing to get that information to work against Colorado. And Colorado just can't afford that. Too much is on the line, too much is at stake. So what we're looking at, less I don't know, less valuable content, more entertainment, which is great. We won't get to know our players as much. They won't show as much in the spring. We probably won't see as much as what we want to see, honestly. We probably kind of get to see, just, almost like getting a sample. And even that can be misleading depending on how it's edited and put out. So that's what we're dealing with. And I think that's not going to help at all for people who really need to see more before they put their hope back in Colorado. People like me say, I can see this and that. But even listening to them make you say, yeah, you got a point. And the sad thing about it, it's like most teams that go around, we won't find out until the game starts. We won't be able to say, well, I'm just going to be able to watch well off this week and see for myself. Or we going to see, when they get in the pass. He ain't going to be showing it. He ain't not going to be showing it. That is an advantage to the other team. They kind of key in on, especially the new guys. They want to kind of sneak up on them. You kind of snuck up on TCU. Maybe they didn't watch enough well off. Maybe they underestimated. But you best believe these people watching to see, trying to get an idea of what these new receivers look like, what these new linemen look like, so they can prepare. Because as of now, just like last year, they don't have no film, at least of them playing together, of the combination of players. So the only film they would have is what Well-Off putting out there, is what Reach the People putting out there, is what even the pregame don't really show. He do more interviews and stuff like that. So taking that away from them is going to be necessary. And unfortunately, that means they're going to be taken away from the fans who enjoy that. But it's not about us. If you want to see them win this year, you got to go with it. Because all eyes on them. Like you say, all eyes on me. If you think all eyes was on them last year, it's even more eyes going to be on them this year. Because last year they proved they can do some stuff. This year they got to prove that, what you said actually going to happen. They're going to take you a little more serious. And it's going to be more scrutiny. And it's going to be, more eyeballs from the standpoint of, it's no longer your first year. Now you have to live up to what you say. So you got all of that coming. Then you have Shador and Travis last year. And them playing together and Shiloh and going to the NFL. And where do they go in the NFL and Heisman. It's a lot more eyeballs going to be on this year. So it's nothing to play around about. No room to play around. No room to give advantages. It is what it is. But y'all hang in there. I know, Colorado had a rough half of the season and down. And a lot of people fell off. A lot of people got angry. Some people were like, you know what, I ain't gonna believe in them no more. I'm gonna wait and see. Some people straight up turned on them. And it's definitely not the same hype and excitement, which is realistic. But to y'all who really want to believe, say, I believe, I believe, hang in there. There's some good things going on. And you're not going to more than likely get the confirmation that you want. You just want to believe it. That's what belief is. But I'm just Greg. I said it. Greg said it. Appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification. And I'll be talking to you soon.